Assalamu alaikum dear students, this is Qamar Sumaira from the Department of English, University of Southern Punjab, Multan. As we are already dealing with the research writings and to explore innovative form to write something that is exposing your personal traits onto the paper. So today our topic of discussion is term paper writing and the main structural discussion on it. So it means what are the main structures that we have to follow while developing a term paper. We need to follow certain timelines, patterns to develop our term paper. Term paper is a document that you develop at the end of your term or at the end of your semester on some specific topic with the discussion of your teacher or any of your supervisor on a certain topic to explore the major themes on that particular one topic. So it means it would be having some kind of specific structure or layout which we have to follow according to our organizational given parameters. So following the all parameters, what are the main or general things that may be adopted for all the departments or for any of the topic as a scientific or might be as a literary research writer? I am providing you the main headings or the main segments of our term paper that you may going to add in your paper for following the topic. The very first thing that you need to develop is your title page. As we have already discussed, the title page is the reflection of not only that on which topic you are going to write up or you have a plan to explore that topic with which perspective, but also it announces who you are and who will be your supervisor. So title page containing the organizational logo and all other details provided by the department or the organization, it is developed according to the requirement of your department or the organization. And definitely the all details would be given by the department. The second part that you need to follow is to write down the abstract. And before an abstract, what you are going to add, these are all the preliminary pages we have already discussed in our previous lectures, that what are the requirements of our formal report. So it means following the table of content or the letters to be attached. I'm not going to much focus on that point because these all points have already been discussed. Let's talk about what is an abstract and how should a plan of an abstract should go on for term paper writing. Definitely, while announcing your topic, you go on with the theoretical perspective you are going to add in your paper or for which purpose you are going to write it down. While defining the theoretical framework you have adopted or the methodology you are adopting, qualitative or quantitative in its nature, you are going to find out that what are the major expectations or the findings of your research work. We have already discussed that abstract is a part of our document that is written at the end of all our research. So it means it's all about that when you have finished or completed your all work that you have completed on certain topic, then you are going to frame your abstract according to it. When you have findings in your hand, when you have your theoretical perspective and definitely whatever the results or the outcomes of your all methodology you have applied in your research work. Providing the research gap as an authentic element of your research, that on which particular topic you have studied and which this area has not already been explored by any other researcher, that strengthens your debate on the topic you have already completed in your research. Then we have abstract, as I've already announced in my previous lectures, that abstract is the summary of whatever you have done. So it means it should not be more than a single paragraph and must announce the key words of your work, whatever you are doing. On literature or linguistics, our next lecture will be all about that what are the potential topics for the literature or the linguistics that we may develop as a student of literature or linguistics for our term paper. Potential topics means these are the topics that you may carry for your own term paper, and that will be definitely adding something positive in your degree as well. Before completing your degree, you will be a researcher. So what other you need out of your all study to know? A research paper, a term paper will be definitely an authentication of your research basis. So whatever you have studied, the extract of your studies would be there in the form of definitely your term paper or a research paper that you outline during or after your completion the degree. After abstract, the other ingredients are almost the same, that first of all you have to introduce term paper. Paper does mean almost a shape of your research paper. So, defining your introduction or introductory part, that must include the background of the topic definitely, as well as the main thesis statement or the hypothesis you have created. If it is definitely quantitative, you need to develop a hypothesis, and if it is qualitative, then definitely your purpose of study and the problem of your study must be stated in the introduction. And along with your purpose, you need to define your research objectives and your research questions. It may be a single one, it may be added more. So, it means each and every study, whether based on literary topic or non-literary topic like linguistics, they all need some form of a problem to address or some form of a gap in the studies that already existing literature tells us. So, it means for following that one purpose or formulating your objective, you need to go through your literature review. And literature review is the same as your all existing literature presented or already developed in the area of your required research. So, literature area or literature review definitely depends on the two sources. We all must have a grip on it, primary sources of your data and the secondary sources of your data. So, primary data is all about the books which are available on the topic, the theories, perspectives, and they are all advanced works related to your studies, and the best plan is to take all the literature available to the, just take it behind you. It means it must not be more than or after the 10 years of its passing, especially it is recommended for the secondary sources, and secondary sources are all your already presented research papers, the journal papers, or like any other reviews which are available on that particular literature that you have selected, or the literary topic you have or non-literary topic you have selected for your research work. Another one thing is that formulate your all introduction and the literature review things into the form of a paragraph. Very much important, because it gives the chronological order of your studies, that what you are going to explore and how it should be relevant to the area of your research. Means if your data is not compiled in a chronological order or in a logical sequence, definitely the reader would not get the whole of your research. So, it must be chronologically added whenever it comes the question of your literature review. And for literature review, we have too many technological tools along with us, like AI or ChatGPT or Quillboard, but definitely the recommendations over here for the clarity, for the brevity, and for the accuracy of your research to avoid plagiarism is that always develop or that existing literature into your own words. Well, this is all about your APA style to be followed, MLA style, whatever the styles are recommended to you by your supervisor or the organization. Definitely literature review is a technical part of our paper that strengthens our studies, that on which basis we are developing our hypothesis, or might be we are stating our problem of research. After literature review, we have the third part as methodology, and methodology we all know that it could be qualitative or quantitative in its nature. So, depending on the topic, it will be defined accordingly, and which will be, if qualitative, definitely the theoretical framework is needed as the basis, and its description must be there in the explanatory area. And if it is quantitative in its nature, you all need to define the quantitative tool you are using for your research. For example, interviews, the questionnaires, these are two different tools of your research data. Or so, interviews are the qualitative in its nature for the reason because the answers are provided in terms of words, in terms of the sentences, or the all the dialogues where the two interviewer and interviewees are speaking to each other. While questionnaire defines, or your score of the test will define the proficiency or the level, the one of the testee of your test would be able to attend or will be able to secure after attempting that one test. So, quantitative always takes one advantage of giving the numbers to your research. So, quantitative or qualitative, both are important and both are, different from each other, but whatever the methodology you are applying, it must be clearly stated that what is your target audience, how much target audience you have selected, from which area you have selected it, for which reason you are choosing that one age group, or might be that segment or that strata of the region of your selected population. What are the reasons behind it? All the things must be stated clearly in your methodological part or in the theoretical framework, that what are the basis of that theoretical framework that gives the authenticity to your approach that you are applying onto some text. So, both are the different criteria to follow, or criteria of its own. Qualitative, for qualitative we have the words, and for quantitative definitely we have the numbers. Won't talk about that which one is good. A good research in linguistics is recommended for using both strategies, qualitative and quantitative tools, but definitely in literature we are limited to only explanation of the text with the help of the theory we have selected. So, methodology is definitely important in terms of its creating the basic note to your research. After your methodology, definitely the next part is your data analysis or the discussion of the whatever your findings have been there. It's in quantitative nature, definitely that all results will be shown in terms of the tables, in terms of the graphs or the pictures, whatever you are going to select for the textual analysis, if it is of an advertisement analysis for linguistics topic, and for literature the textual lines would be there for your data discussion or as a reference lines from your novel, from your drama or whatever movie you have selected for your explanation. So, data analysis and the discussion would be a part of your main findings of your research, which is regarded incomplete without referencing the actual text in literature and without the graphical representation or tabular form in quantitative studies. Then we have the conclusion, and conclusion definitely states the actual results, actual outcomes of your research. So, concluding part would be definitely there as a this all cream of your research, that what you have actually find out from your given or from your selected topic. So, conclusion refers to the summarization of the main points, and number 2, it discusses the broader implications whatever the next upcoming researchers may adopt from your research. So, it will be the recommendations for the upcoming researchers as well. Last but not the least one would be the references or the list of references and the bibliography. Both are different. References are the books which you have referred during your studies. So, name all the books, all the sources whatever you have taken as the primary and secondary sources of your data collection. And number 2 is the bibliography, that will be the combination of the references and the recommended books. We all know it because we have already discussed in our previous lectures. So, for deep studies, do go for the main lectures of mine with you as the main discussion on research requirements or the main technical requirements as the technical report formation. So, defining all those main components of your term paper, we have concluded that a term paper would definitely be needed if you have found some research gap during your studies, and your term paper will be as a final line of all my today's lecture. Your term paper will be the evidence that you actually have read some subject with your interest. So, your interest will definitely explore some research gap in the given studies. While exploring that gap, definitely we would be having multiple topics to work. What are those topics? We will be discussing in our next lecture. Till that time, take care, have a nice day.